Hey, what's going on, everyone? Here are 5 things that you need to know about moving to Rockford, Michigan. So stay tuned.
Let's go.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Kevin Irwin.
And I'm Ross Young.
We're local real estate agents here in the West Michigan area. If you're brand new to this channel, we go over anything and everything that has to do with living and thriving here in the West Michigan area. So if you're new to the area, maybe you're looking to move here, maybe you already do live here, anything you guys need, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We have your back when it comes to making a move here in West Michigan. All right, so number 1, restaurants, because we all got to eat.
Yeah.
I like to eat.
Yeah.
We like to eat.
Showing a little bit.
All right. So let's jump into what restaurants are in Rockford, Michigan, Ross.
All right. So when you're right in downtown Rockford, the kind of the staple of Rockford is going to be the corner bar.
Yeah.
Corner bar is going to be a hot dog.
Heaven.
Hot dog joint.
Heaven.
Hot
Hot
dog
dog
bar.
joint.
Hot dog bar.
Yeah.
And we were just there the other day. And I looked, and I don't remember how many hot dogs you had
12.
to eat. 12.
12 hot dogs.
12 chili dogs, actually. I believe it was.
Are they chili?
I think they're chili dogs. 12 chili dogs you have to eat, and then you get your name up on a plaque.
Yep.
About yay big. And it goes up on the wall, and you're there for the rest of your life.
Yes. So if you like food challenges, you can do a food challenge at the corner bar. Don't worry, they do have more than just hot dogs. They do have plenty of beer to choose from. They have a lot of different item menus, and it's a great place to take your family to. So a couple of the other restaurants here in Rockford, Michigan, we have Ramona's Table. We have Cinco de Mayo if you like Mexican food. We have Grill 111 if you liked the fire-baked pizzas. They have a really old-school fire oven in there. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Right next door is Marinades. That's a little bit more high-end eating. They have excellent food. If you're into breakfast, we have Peppermill Grill. We have Arnie's.
And you can't forget about Herman's Boy.
Yes, Herman's Boy has excellent coffee, really good bakery. I love
Yes.
donuts.
I think we should move on to number 2.
Which is beer.
West Michigan is Beer City, USA.
Right.
And 2 very good breweries that are right in Rockford is one is Third Nature, and the other one is Rockford Brewing Company.
Yeah.
And if you guys ever have a chance to go to Rockford Brewing Company, it's right down there by the dam, right on the Rogue River. That is awesome. Why don't you talk a little bit about Third Nature?
So both Rockford Brewing and Third Nature are right along the White Pine Trail. The White Pine Trail goes from Cadillac to still an unknown destination down south.
Comstock Park.
We'll say Comstock Park.
It does.
Is it end there?
Yeah.
You looked it up?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Comstock Park is where it ends. So you can take a bike ride from Rockford, hit Rockford Brewing, grab a beer, and then about 2 miles, I would say, maybe not even that.
I think you hit.
It's about a mile and a half. You'll hit Rockford Brewing. Now, it's pretty cool to get down to it because you got to go down a huge hill, but they have a trail going right down to the brewery, so it's pretty cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So let's go into actually parks, because parks and trails, while we're on the topic, there's actually 9 parks in Rockford, and they're all outfitted with various different things, play equipment and things, and they actually have a community cabin. You can use this event center for like weddings. You can use it for family gatherings, graduation parties, things like that. Really neat. And why don't we talk a little bit about the lakes that are in Rockford?
One thing you just skipped over.
Yes, I did.
You just skipped right over it.
Right over
If
it.
you're a mountain biker, Rockford, Michigan has probably some of the best mountain bike trails in the area. So don't forget about that, because it's kind of an underground community. That's probably why you forgot about it.
Yeah.
But there is quite a few different. So Luton, Merle Trail, Cannonsburg ski area. They actually do a Taco Tuesday night where you get to ride your bike down the huge Cannonsburg ski hill.
While you're
So
eating tacos?
after you eat, probably before you eat tacos. I probably don't want to shove tacos down my throat and then go down a big hill bouncing around. But I guess if that's what you're into.
Hey. 2-track tacos.
So now we can talk about the lakes, because I love the lake life. You've heard us talk about on this channel many times before. We have over 11,000 inland lakes. So Rockford has
9 of them.
9 very beautiful lakes. And if I remember right, 7 of them are all sports.
Yep, 7 of them are all sports. And just to name a couple of them, you got Bostwick, you got Wabasis, you got Silver, you got Lake Bella Vista. No, these are all going to be very, very different lakes when you go to them. Like
Yep.
Wabassis is, you got some seaweed in there. It's a little dirtier. I wanted to say dirty. I mean, it's just got a little more growth in it. Lake Bella Vista is surrounded by a whole development.
Yep.
And so, you really got to find the lake that's going to suit you best for what you guys want to do. All right, along with the lakes, you actually have two rivers that are in Rockford. You have the Grand River right on the south side of town, right on the southern border, right between Rockford and Grand Rapids, I would say. And then you have Rogue River that feeds into the Grand River. Now, what's the big deal with rivers in Michigan? Well, they're actually a really cool spot because there's a lot of fishing opportunities for lake salmon, trout, steelhead, things like that.
Yep.
But you can also go kayaking on these rivers, which is a very, very serene, very peaceful thing to do in your spare time.
Absolutely. Along the Rogue River, there's a lot of different spots spidering up through Rockford that you can actually park your car off and just go fishing. Mm-hmm. So that's really cool. There's one spot down on Fisk Road. So if you move here, Fisk Road, it is like the most stunning freaking road that you'll ever see. But I go down there all the time just to think because it's just serene. You can barely hear any cars, and it's a cool winding river. It's a cool spot.
And right at the Rockford Dam, right downtown, I see a lot of people there, especially in the fall when the steelhead and the salmon are running.
Right.
And there's a lot of people that go down there go fishing right downtown.
Yeah, so you go right down in front of the dam where all the water's coming at you
in
your waders and go fishing.
Yep.
So they allow you to do that. So it's pretty cool. All right, so one little bonus from the last topic with restaurants that we totally forgot to talk about. Don't know how because it's everywhere down there. It's called Aurora.
All right, so Aurora is actually the Rockford Outdoor Refreshment Area.
Yes.
Now, what does that even mean?
That means that you can grab a beer from any of these restaurants we talked about. They all have a specific menu of beers and liquors and alcohol and different mixed drinks that you can grab in a to-go cup and walk around Rockford, Michigan.
It's awesome. Absolutely awesome. It's actually taking hold quite a bit in West Michigan. Yep. There's plans for having that downtown. I know there's plans for other areas as well that they're really trying to push us.
So, and even though COVID has ruined a lot of things, it's also done some good. And here's one thing that we can see that's good. And one thing we want you guys to understand about West Michigan as we're going through this stuff is West Michigan is very relationship based. Yeah. A lot of people, will actually say hi to you. They'll smile at you. They'll wave to you. I know this sounds weird of us saying this, but we've worked with a lot of people moving into West Michigan, and it's not like that everywhere.
Right. It's definitely a community feel.
Yes, absolutely. And it is a community feel in a lot of different places around West Michigan. So let's move on to the next one.
I think the one kind of the elephant in the room when we talk Rockford has got to be PFAS.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we have to talk about this because we want to inform you guys of everything you need to know. So PFAS is a chemical that comes from leather. And if you didn't know, Ross, talk a little bit about the history of Wolverine in Rockford real quick.
Now, Wolverine is a worldwide company. You might recognize them from cat boots, hush puppies, Harley-Davidson boots. They're all made by Wolverine. Wolverine Worldwide. They're actually based right here in Rockford.
Yep.
So back in the 1900s, they opened up this business, and their restrictions nonetheless were not as strict. Or even I guess you'd call it ignorance. When they dumped the waste from tanning the leather and stuff, they never thought about it. Right. Well, those dump sites started breaking down and they started leaching into the groundwater.
Right.
So last February, 2020, there was a federal judgment which Wolverine had to pay $70 million to remedy this issue. Right. So this problem is being taken care of.
Right. It's many years from being completely taken care of, but they have done a really good job quickly of making sure that everybody that's in the affected areas has been tested. So part of the reason we're telling you guys this is because if you're going to move to the area, you've got to buy a house. Yep. Obviously, we're realtors. We want you to use us, so use us. But, we want you to be informed too. So I want to tell a quick story because I have worked with some people that have bought a house that had PFAS. Now, they were worried about it in the beginning, but here's the thing. these houses that have the PFAS, the filtration systems that they have in the house, Wolverine is taking care of majority of them
Yep.
and maintaining and keeping up with the filters, and they're having them tested. The water that's coming out of those filtration systems is cleaner than you could ever imagine drinking.
Yep.
So, it is not, yes, it's here. You're going to know about it. If you're looking at a house that has it, we are going to make sure that you understand what it is and make sure that you feel comfortable with it.
And we don't want to scare anybody. I mean, It's not like it's every house in Rockford has this. So it's only
Certain areas.
Certain areas.
Correct. So we'll make sure that you guys know what those certain areas are. But again, we want you to know. The more you know.
Yep. More you know. So let's kind of jump into our next topic of housing.
Yep. Might as well.
What kind of houses would you expect to find in Rockford?
So Rockford is actually a very big area. It has 2 different zip codes, so it has a lot of different housing choices.
Yep.
You've got a lot of condo developments if you want to choose a condo. You have a lot of housing developments that, some housing developments are going to be lower priced. Some of them are going to be higher priced. Some of them are going to be really high priced. So, you've got everything from the high end of the spectrum to the low end of the spectrum in Rockford.
I would agree. Downtown you're going to find some older homes, and they're going to be a little bit more moderately priced. As you get out of town, you're going to find more housing developments, newer. There's a lot of new developments in Rockford as well. They're still building more of them because we just don't have enough houses for people that want to move to Rockford. But then you're going to find scattered throughout the town, or not really the town, but the area, you're going to find pretty much estates. I would really just call them estates because they're just a massive house.
Yep.
They could have like a horse ranch. They could have all the fencing. There's awesome properties.
We just recently had actually a YouTube caller call us looking for $1 million house, and of course that house, those houses don't come up all the time. So we did some research, we found an estate on Fisk Road that I just got done talking about that was an unbelievable log cabin on 11 acres. Now, I had no idea that was back there. And that's the thing. There's so much hidden wealth in Rockford and Ada area that, a lot of these places you got to know people to know they're even there. So the average price point in Rockford is right around $350,000. So
that's a really good house in Rockford.
Right. Yep. And that is a huge range. I mean, You can find a house in Rockford that's $120,000. You can find houses in Rockford that are multiple millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So, any price range, we got you guys.
All right, moving on to number 5 is going to be, how do you get around Rockford and how close is it to shopping and neighboring cities? Because that's one question that we get asked often. Right. We know there isn't much for shopping other than boutiques and things like that in downtown Rockford. So where do I go for the other shopping, like a Best Buy or things like that?
15 minutes south down Northland Drive.
Yep.
You're going to hit all of that Metro shopping. So Knapp's Corner, you've got the IMAX movie, which movie theaters are just finally open. You have Hopcat, which I don't think that's nationwide, is it?
I don't think so.
I know we're talking more restaurants. I'm kind of hungry. I want a beer. But Hopcat, you've got to go try their crack fries. No longer called crack fries. They're called cosmic fries. Sorry, that's an inside joke. And you've got all your shopping down there. And then you go a little bit further down to 28th Street, and you've got the Woodland Mall. You have all the shopping you could ever handle down there.
Yeah. And then 131 runs right on the west side of Rockford, and that's going to be your main thoroughway to getting up north and getting down into Grand Rapids for people who want to commute into Grand Rapids.
Yes.
And right off 131, you have Alpine, which is another shopping, I wouldn't say center, but it's another shopping area.
Yep.
They have everything from Home Depot to
Menards, Target, because everybody loves Target. Best Buy is down there. That's where my wife and I go shopping, is down on Alpine, because they have Aldi, they have Meijer, they have Walmart, they have Sam's Club. So Sam's Club is similar to Costco. I know Costco, I think, is nationwide.
Yeah.
I don't think Sam's Club. No, Sam's Club is, 'cause it's owned by Walmart. So we're just saying, like, Rockford is
connected,
like the perfect distance away. If you don't want to live downtown Grand Rapids, or you don't want to live in these close suburbs really close to Grand Rapids, Rockford is a great location. It's only going to take you about 20 minutes to get to Grand Rapids. So if you are commuting, if you're in the medical industry, if you're in the tech industry, if you're up in one of those high rises and you're doing some techie stuff up there, it's just a great location.
It is. And not too far from about really anything.
Right.
So,
and I'm a little biased because I do live there, so I do love it. So.
yeah.
All right, moving on. We have a surprise. We said 5, but there's actually 6. So sorry, guys.
Bonus round.
Yes, the schools in Rockford, Michigan.
The schools in Rockford are rated at the top of the list when it comes to West Michigan schools, and for good reason. You know, Rockford Schools is a big school district. You have about 8,000 students in the Rockford School District.
Yep.
You know, for some people watching this video, it might not be a lot. For others, it might be astronomical.
Right.
But for around here, it's a big school district. Now, there are 12 schools in the Rockford School District, and they are all blue ribbon certified.
Yeah. And if you're looking stuff up online, you know, for some reason the A plus categories, they're an A plus instead of the high pluses. I personally think they need to be a little bit higher.
Right.
I don't know who does these tests, but you know, you're gonna have one of the cool things about having a big school district is if your kiddos are into sports, there's a ton of that to choose from. And just like we talked in the last video, their conditioning program is absolutely phenomenal. Their weight room is phenomenal. They have a pool. They have a pool team.
Yep.
You know, they have a bowling team. They have lacrosse. They have, you know, pretty much
Baseball,
anything you can think
softball,
of. They have
hockey.
something for it.
So, Rockford really is a nice place. And if you ever get a chance to, if you're ever in the West Michigan area, you definitely have to stop, take a walk downtown, walk around the Aurora district with a beer.
Yep.
Take a look at the Rogue River, the dam, all that stuff.
You know, and something because we actually just got off the phone with another viewer that's moving to the area. They love Rockford also. If you guys are looking to come to this area, Ross and I have absolutely no issues with driving you guys around for 4 or 5 hours and showing you the different areas, you know, showing you everything about Rockford, showing you Ada, showing you Grand Rapids, where you need to go so you understand, you know, and have good knowledge of moving to West Michigan.
Not only that, but it's really matching your lifestyle. Because Rockford's not going to fit for everybody.
No, it's not.
So it's all about matching your lifestyle. And we born and raised in this area, so we know all the suburbs. We know quite a bit about downtown Grand Rapids. Not everything, but we know a lot of the suburb areas, and we can actually sound smart sometimes.
Every now and then we try to sound smart. If you made it this far in the video, we really appreciate you guys watching. We wanted to take a little bit deeper dive into some of these subjects because we just kind of skimmed over them last time. If you have any questions at all about Rockford, Michigan, or any of the other areas of West Michigan, throw it down in the comment section. We will definitely make a video about it.
You bet.
So with that being said, if you guys are looking to move to this area, or you already live here and you want to make a move, we are helping people literally every single week relocate to Michigan and helping people move here because, of course, we have friends. We've been from here forever. Right. So we would love to help you. We do love making these videos, but we definitely love helping you guys more. So until next time, guys, have a good night.
See ya.
See ya.